Hood postman, reporting live. This the hood postman, come and check the program. You ain't from the streets, this is something you should know, man. Running from police, gotta grip the wheel with both hands. Speeding down the interstate, please do not approach him. 40s in the fridge, got the caddy in the driveway. Get all out of my face, I don't wanna violate. Looked up in the mirror and I told myself, why wait? We took this shit worldwide, you only in 5 states. Came from the 4 corners with my 4 quarters. Showed them the style, then they stole on us. Times got wild, then they told on us. Dog, it was hard, but we had to keep it rolling. You ain't gotta ask, you know where to find me. I be in the back streets where it get grimy. It's just me and Mel, Rennie looking bride D. I be going hard till I'm in the 5 C's. Know the vibes, I'ma do it till I die. I ain't never switched sides, I ain't never had to tell a lie. Let's ride. Know the vibes, I'ma do it till I die. I ain't never switched sides, I ain't never told them a lie. Let's ride. Hood postman, 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 hood postman.
Shout out to the Mailroom Nation, the Mailroom Goons. I am Professor Melly Mail, the Hood Postman. Be on the back streets where it's getting grimy. Shout out to everybody in the chat room. Shout out to Postmaster General Marlon Williams, King Mike, Marks, XL. What's going on, DJ Vegas Lights Out? What's up, Michelle? I'll see you up in the house. And everybody else that's in there listening. Shout out to everybody. It is a thought-provoking Tuesday. I was looking for something. I can't find it. But, okay. Maybe it's not meant for me to find right now. Maybe that's what it is. Oh, here we go. I got it there. Okay, cool. Now we can take off. So how you guys doing this rainy Tuesday? As for me, I'm doing quite well. Can you guys hear me okay? Let me check out the volume. Oh, volume levels is good. Okay, we're good. We're good to go. Shout out to everybody that's joining us this evening. It comes at a time when we have to just, once again, take a look at ourselves as individuals, as Black people, and see what's going on around us. And also understand that there are things that will happen throughout our day concerning us. And sometimes it just happened. You know what I mean? Rest in peace to Gangsta Boo from 3-6 Mafia, and hopefully a guy from the Buffalo Bills, Damar Hamlin. Hopefully he makes a recovery. Man, that was such a huge deal last night on Monday Night Football. You know, who would have thought? You know what I mean? You never know what's going on inside a person and what's going on health-wise, you know. And as they're explaining, I believe he has some type of rare something that unknown to, I guess, to the doctors that he was that was attending to his football physical being, you know. So I think they had to go through a rigorous physical training, and they have to understand that their bodies had to be conditioned a certain way to play professional football. And allegedly, my guy Kanye West is missing. Now you got people talking about that Kanye might be, you know, but with everything that was being said and everything that Kanye was going through, who knows, you know? These people are diabolical. They've been doing some things to us since 1619 and before. So who knows? But let's get to it. Damu Kiwe, GDs and BDs. You're living an abnormal life because his values are upside down. Let's be honest. The Damu and Kiwe, the GDs and BDs, their values are upside down. Money is more important than family. One-night stands are more important than relationships. Gossip is more important than truth. Hood politics is more important than life. Because Due to politics, you could just lose your life. And a lot of this stuff is emotionalized. When you think about it, most of the people that's in prison are there for some emotional shit because they had no emotional discipline. A large percentage of people are behind bars because they had no emotional discipline. So the mundane things that are more important than finding some treasure, which death cannot destroy. Let's find something better to do, people. So if you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan, and someone else's plan consists of the CDC or the BOP or the Los Angeles County Jail. Those people have various plans specific towards people that wind up in those situations. I've been there, I know it well. You know, one coming in stripping butt naked, bending over, spreading. No man, if you think about it, that's humiliation. That is humiliation. So let's not try to find ourselves in those predicaments. Let's do better. Let's grow and let's be strong and let's be about that life. The life that we call life is just practice. And we hopefully someday we just get good at it. That's just the point of that. So we're here to talk about my homeboy, Little Gary. Little Gary, right? Little Gary grew up on a street called Poppy. He had a brother named Jamie. We called him Reach. He got the name Reach because he had that reach. He had that reach. My homie Bebe gave him that name because he had great reach. He got the name Reach. He had a sister named Marlene and a sister named Tina. And his mom, they all live on Poppy. Next door to there was Robert Clarcell, which everybody know as Zeus. The Zeus stayed right there. Reach and Zeus both build lowriders together. They did numerous of things. But Gary, little Gary himself, and we call him Little Gary, but that man had the biggest heart. That man's heart was so big that, let's see, King Mike Marks on point. Little Gary Hart was probably bigger than most. And the reason why I say that, because I saw him do some things that a lot of big cats wouldn't do, and case in point, I'm at the Rocky Motel one night on Long Beach Boulevard. I'm up there doing my thing, right? And unknown to me, Lil Gary's up there too. But some stuff transpired between me and this other cat. I'm at the Rocky. I get into it with the dude. The dude I jumped back and kicked him. Bam! Knocked him down before he can get back up. And just that quick, Lil Gary though splinged out the other side of the hotel. I guess somehow he must have been paying attention. Man, I wound up having to peel Lil Gary up off this dude because it just wasn't working for him. You know what I mean? But that's just Little Gary. You know what I mean? And he was like, man, he was big on love. I mean, any day you caught him in the neighborhood, always G'd up, always khaki crease, Lokes, Pendleton, and always carry yourself in a very, very upstanding way, respectable, serious about what he was doing and what he wanted to do, and was just had the love. I remember, I remember some of the last few times I talked to him, right? He had gotten sick, and he had went to rehab. He had actually went into a coma, y'all. Seriously, went into a coma. And when he come up out of there, and this is what he told me. He said, homie, can't stop, won't stop. They can't stop a real one from pushing Compton finest. And he said, Blocc boy. That's what he told. And I had to think about, for him to come out of that situation. And I thought, after he came out of this situation, I was thinking at that point, man, Lil Gary is a fighter for real because I don't seen him fight in real life. I don't seen him be there for homies in real life. I don't seen him go down for what he believed in a strong way. You know, his principle, I mean, he was a block boy through in and out, regardless to all the hoopla and how people feel about that, you know. But some things are just, you know, what they are. And when you find these individuals that believe 100% in what they're doing, there's nothing you can do to change their minds. Absolutely nothing. And Lil Gary was one of them individuals. Lived a very, 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 very serious mentality. Always serious. Never, no, there was no joking and it was just always serious with him. And I'm reflecting back on him, you know. And Zeus lived right there, which was another situation I got to talk about at some point. Is my guy Zeus, because Robert Clarcelle, DJ Vegas know him well. And anybody about that lowrider knows Zeus and what he had. You know, that was the top lowriders for real in the neighborhood at that time. Was Turtle, Twin, Gangster, Zeus, Reach. You know, they built some of the coldest lowriders, and there was other individuals that did it too. But I'm just, you know, just naming those people out because I'm talking about that section and that corner right there, and right there at that corner where there was Debo's house, and you come through. I should come through that cut right there, and there used to be some little youngsters right there. You know, and I ain't gonna say their names because they'd probably be embarrassed if I said their names. And during this time, I was on my Debo stuff, and I would rob them, you know, jack them up right there, you know, strip them down, you know what I mean? Because they wasn't from the neighborhood, and they was getting their little sacks on. I don't know who was hitting them with it, you know what I mean? Didn't really care. But it was little Gary that came to me and said, "Man, I'll give him a break, homie. Give him a break." And little Gary had that serious look on his face. So, but I didn't listen to Gary that time. You know what I mean? I kind of like, Gary, nah, man. You know, like F them dudes, man. So I didn't listen. So I came back one day to hit him again. But this time, them little cats had a pistol. They had a pistol. Man, they let off about 6 shots at me, man. You should have saw me getting away from there. You know what I mean? But at that point, man, they had embraced everything they was trying to embrace, and little Gary had took them under his wing and put them on, and they was, you know, they came from the block, you know, and that's how that happened. You know what I mean? But little Gary was all right there. He used to run with my brother. Everybody known as Baller Ron, Nino Brown. He was basically had the Carmelito sold up. You know, him and little Gary. That was my brother-in-law, Ronald Richards, is my wife's brother, and him and little Gary used to be together. My brother Angelo, aka Bird, then white boy Greg. You know, they used to all be on the S block, which we call Spring, and they were quite tight. You know what I mean? They did a lot of things together. But little Gary, you never saw him without his Pendleton on, his khakis creased up, and he had that demeanor. But he was a little guy, but had the biggest heart. Just, you know, he would run up over individuals. You'd be like, "Come on, Gary." You know you finna get into it because Gary finna run up and foul him. Simple as that. So you might as well just go on and just get into it. Don't even hesitate. And you know, and I know some of you know out there that you had homeboys like that they just did, they would just no matter what, man, they finna get into some stuff, you know. And he lived right there off of Poppy for many years, you know. And after he come out of that coma, and I talked to him a few times, he was in Arizona. By this time he went to Arizona to try to get better. I guess maybe the hot weather was better for him there, you know. Professor just laying low. Okay. He's all right, Professor. He's just laying low. Right. Uh, he went out there to get better, and you know, eventually he passed away, you know. I was sad about it, and just a really, what I was just thinking about him, just a really, really good homie. And I always remember that time when I got to fight with a dude at the Rocky Motel. Little Gary came striking out the room and just was on this dude head. You know what I mean? But that's just how little Gary was. There was another time when I'm little Gary and Gangster. Little Gary and Gangster, they was on a mission. They're going across Palmer and Long Beach Boulevard. I'm coming up Long Beach Boulevard. So I see them when they cut right there by the flower shop, right there by the Angelus Abbey, the cemetery right there. So I hit the corner on them real hard with the high beat, boom. And they jumped off the bikes and threw the yayas, threw them goddamn threw them over the grade. So I had to stop, pull out. Me and my brother Ron, my brother-in-law Ron, we had to get out, help them find them. We got them both back, and I went on and followed them in my car and made sure they was okay. Yeah, they went on and handled their business and took care of whatever they was taking care of and got back to it. That was just, because little Gary and Gangster used to run together a lot and they did a lot of things together. And the show that where they was at, put the word out. That's just it. If we can't get it, it can't get got. RD and Dynamite. All we don't F, we blow it up. That was just was the mantras was at that time. We on the world tour, going each and everywhere, including Spain, Asia, Africa, Tokyo, Mexico. We went to the places where the people told us not to go. You know, it's interesting how all the mantras moved a whole group of individuals. I'm talking about a group of individuals that were so uniquely designed, so webbed together, so on top of things that was going around and how they had to respond to certain situations. Man, yeah, the actual real life Debo. Yeah, it was just, man. When I tell you, see, you guys, we can sit here and tell you these stories, but for you guys, and we try to give you like talking to you through the internet or whatever or through these devices is like theater of the mind. I got to be able to make you visualize and see exactly what was occurring, happening at that moment, but at the same time, not be too provide too much information that where somebody would possibly get through. I don't like to really name names or nothing like that or embarrass anybody. So I try to take it as lightly as I can, but at the same time, give you a visual of what was happening. So if you think about how the block was constructed and how it came together and how it Voltron up, locked up, and how Autobots came together, it was just a numerous of sequences that happened that had to happen and put that together. And one of those things we would do was we actually had crews and certain people that would like at nighttime walk the neighborhood and get on top of garages on Am over there by Gangster's house, all up on Rose, Willow Spring. You know what I mean? We was always in trees, just different stuff that we did was thinking back was, quite funny, but at the same time, it had to be done in order to survive the circumstances, situations that was occurring because we were being hit from multiple different Pyru sets because we were surrounded by them. You know what I mean? And I'm not glorifying this. It's not a glorification. It's just a story. It's just like anything else. If you go watch the gangster movies where they tell their stories, you sit there and watch it and you don't question it. You enjoy the movie. So, me sharing this information with you, sharing this about the neighborhood, you should just enjoy it for what it's worth, and then, you know, make peace with it, but at the same time, teach your children not to ever involve themselves in these type of gangs or these type of circumstances because there are no winners. It's all losers. Streets undefeated. It's not a lifestyle, it's a death style. And that's just what it is, you know. But in the process of life and growing up, you learn to be, you learn to mature, you learn to see things in different fashions, different manners. You know, I had a homeboy named C. He had got shot right off of Rosecrans. That's when they had the AMP, and before they even built the bridge, the overpass that went over Rosecrans. So they put that overpass there for a reason. There was an overpass that they built between from Alameda on, and it came down right when you got by Willow. So you would get past Rose and Spring, and we wouldn't see you. But there was a time when you had to come straight up Rosecrans, and we would see everything. You know, we'd be over there by the cut, by the bike shop, by the church. You know, homies would be over there by the doctor's office, all up and down the Good Cran with Gus Tough. You had to be tough to eat at Gus, Brownie's liquor store, the laundromat. It was always homies, always up in there, and always in those cuts. And the homie C had got shot right there about the AM PM. And I don't remember what the circumstances was him getting shot, but I had to run up there. And he actually, you know, the paramedics were working on him, but the homie tried to jump and run away. And I had to literally hold him down. You know, little Gary was right there. I had to hold him down. I had to have little Gary help me hold him down because he was, you know, if paramedics said, you got to hold him. Don't let him go. You got to hold him because if he run, he's going to bleed out. So I kept trying to plead with C, stay still, C, stay still. And Gary, man, Gary just literally just hauled up and just slapped him. And he got still, you know what I mean? And he understood, you know, he had to stay still. And they worked on him and he survived the circumstance. Uh, the homie Marshall Vet that came down from the valley when they was out there on what was that? C Street, was that Columbus Street in the valley where they had all that going on? The valley was popping back then in the 80s. I'm talking about popping. So Marshall Vet that came down, rest in peace to him, Marshall Vet, he came down on a motorcycle. So little Gary, man, little Gary kind of full, right? He on that juice, he on the drink. And I'm thinking like little Gary, I'm looking at Marshall Vet, man, don't let little Gary get on that motorcycle, man. Little Gary, you know, because sometimes you can be not riding motorcycles and you just jump on any motorcycle. All motorcycles to me, they handle different, and the revolutions and the horsepower on the engines are different. You know what I mean? So if until you get comfortable with that motorcycle, you shouldn't just be jumping on it and busting gears. That's just my take on it. Now I know people probably feel different about that. So little Gary jumps on the motorcycle. Bop, bop, bop. He busts across. He came across Peck. He passed us up in the middle block, right boy Greg house. So he getting down towards the end where my house is by Rosecrans. I'm thinking at this point, man, he gonna slow down. He gonna slow down. He don't slow down. Man, he slide right out into Rosecrans, and a big old Lincoln Continental hit him. Bop! Man, Gary looked like a helicopter. Bam! He landed about maybe at least 50 feet away from the motorcycle. His shoes went one way, he went another way, and the motorcycle went another way, man. And at that point, I'm thinking my homie is out of there. You know what I mean? Because he got hit by a big old Lincoln, the big Lincoln Continental, the big ones, not the new ones, the old ones. One of them old ones, one of them town cars, like an 80-something town car. It hit him. So we all, me, Greg, my brother Ash, Ron, Shiesty B, whole lot of us just run down there. We got out there. He just laying there like this here, just laying out. But then he raised his head up like that, and he look around, and Gary say, "Cuz, where my shoes at?" I was done. I was done. I was done. That man though got hit by this big old Lincoln Continental. He laid out in the middle of Rosecrans. All these cars pulling over the traffic. Traffic, we had to stop traffic because somebody else might come through and hit him again, you know. But that man said, "Cuz, where my shoes?" Paramedics come and take him away. This is all before they built the overpass right there off of Rosecrans and between Rose Spring and McDivitt. So all happened before then, but prior to then, a lot of people was coming to there, and I don't know what the real reason why they built that overpass right there, but I'm thinking it has something to do with the the Alameda corridor, and also it helped slow down a lot of crime that was occurring right there in that section. That's just my take on it. It could be different. It is a shame that things you have to do for just basic common respect. Yeah, yeah, it is, bro. Fascinating with the Ninja Bean. Yeah, Ninja Bean. No, well, Ninja Bean was right around there too. Around that time, we all, get them likes up. We all like, we all right there, bro. Death style, powerful words. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? Because like I say, if you don't design your own life plan, chances are you'll fall into someone else's life plan. That's what some of that got. My homie Gary Johnson. Yep, Mr. Hill, little Gary. That's my boy. What's up, Green? Yeah, yeah. That's my homie Greeny, man. And Greeny, man, was a factor over on that side too. Green, his brother Bill, his brother Lil Daddy, his sister Jackie, and his daddy Doc. That's a whole nother story right there that I'd probably there's so many stories I could tell about individuals out of that section and how they help add a brick to the foundation. You know what I mean? Because that's over there, like right around the corner from Bill. I mean, right around the corner from Lil Gary and Zeus, and there was Bad Mike down the street. Both of the baddies, Big Baddie, Little Baddie, Dollar Bill used to hang out with them. Then Bill himself, he was Dollar Bill. Bill Hill, Dollar Bill, and then Scotty and Eho and all the Smurfs. Shout out to all the Smurfs around there. And that section was popping back then. That was the Golden Street was like it was going on. So yeah, man, I was reminiscing about little Gary and how it sounds like that Santa Claus on the Friday movie that got hit by the car. Got up. Yeah, he didn't get up, but he sure raised his head up, talking about cuz where my shoes at. Yeah, so the paramedics came and got him, took him away, you know what I mean? And yeah. Shout out to Rodney Scott. Thank you, man. You never disappoint Rodney Scott. You don't. I would love to send more, but I'm trying to get my money back up. Yeah, right on, bro. No problem, man. That ain't no big deal. I'm sure, you're gonna get the it's not Marcus. This is June. Oh, Junebug, right on. Same as what's up, Junebug? Oh, that's my homie Junebug. See, that's another one, another god over there, head god over there, another beast, another beast. He got that section. There's so many of them, you know what I mean? And sometimes it's hard for me to keep up with all the names and all of them. Once I see them, man, we light up like Christmas trees. Junebug, my God. What's up, bud? Old bug, you been all right? Happy New Year, it's gorgeous. Oh, he on Marlena. I think this dude want to propose to Marlena, PK Lokester. I think he wants to propose to you, Marlena. That's what I think. 2023. Yeah, that's the homie Joe Bug. Yeah, so little Gary, man, after he went through all that, you imagine he was a cold fighter though, man, because he survived a lot. And then, I don't know if it was cancer that got him. I'm not for sure, but I believe that's what it was. I don't want to misspeak, you know what I mean? Because his brother Reach and Tina and Marlene, Mom, they all out there, you know what I mean? Before I talked about Lil Gary, I reached out to Reach. You know, I had to ask Reach, who gave you that name? And he told me Bebe gave him the name. Shout out to Bebe for giving Reach that name because he gave him the right name. Gave him the right name. Hand God had that Reach. Was putting hands on folks. So yeah. Shout out to Tony Moore, man. Appreciate you. So anybody got any questions in regard to Santana and some of the things we did and you know what I mean? Top lowrider builders or you know, I could say this though. Like plenty of my homies don't build lowriders. Plenty of them been great at it. But if I had to really give it to somebody, I'll have to give it to Gangster. And the reason why I give it to him is because he built multiple. He put a lot of money into lowriders. I'm talking about, man, he had, let's see, two, three, one, two, three, at least three or four fours, the Trey, the Grand Prix, the 67, the 59. Am I missing anything? Oh yeah, yeah, four fours. Yeah, four 64s. A rag, three hard tops. He had the Santana, the black, the G thing. Then he had the blue, and then he had the banana. So what happened? Reason why I give it to him, and I'm gonna tell you why. Right before we got indicted by the feds, it was 2000. It was the beginning, the first of the year, and we was at Harbor Park, and we left Harbor Park. Well, we was in MD. Oh, what's up? That's PK. That was in MDC. What's up, man? Crazy, man. Why you didn't say nothing, PK? Man, that's my guy, PK. You know, getting Mike pass, bro. Michael Munn pass. Yeah, we's all being PK used to play Scrabble together all the time. But anyway, so so reason why I give it to Gangster, we was at Harbor Park, right? And we went to we left Harbor Park, we going to the Crenshaw. I'm driving the Blue Foe, Gangster in the yellow banana, my brother in his 6'5", and then let's see, twin in his Caprice, BK in the rag foe. I mean, everybody was in a car. Let's put it that way. Yeah, he said, "Yeah, I know." Everybody was in the car, right? And we all in a low rider went to the shop. So G get out there and he banged the banana on him, banged it. I'm talking about banged. He banged it so hard, he knocked the bumper off, he knocked the grill off. He banged it so hard, boom, boom. Then he said, "Bam, pull up the blue four, pull up the blue, got the blue four, and bang that, bam, bam." I'm talking about just literally turned the whole show out, turned it out, turned it out. He turned it out so cold, man. Them dudes came and bought him a trophy, told him he was king of the show that year. And that's why I gave it to him, because I saw him do that. I saw him take on any challenges, all bets. You know, that in that time we had long paper, man. Our paper was longer than train smoke back then. You know, we was all getting money, you know what I mean? And you know, let's see, shout out to big homies, Sean Grisby. Shout out to them big homies, Lil Man, Gertchie, Menace, Batty. Yep. Extra block felt. Oh yeah, they was all on extra. I remember that. I remember that. Yeah, in Paramount. Yeah, yeah. I do remember that. I do recall that. I just don't know who you are, Sean Grisby. I probably do, but you got to make me know who you are. Shout out to all the Comptons, all the Comptons. Yep, shout out to all the Comptons. So yeah, he tore up two foals that day, man, and he won King of the Show. You know, and a gang. It was a gang of cats that came from let's see, they came from San Diego that year. And the San Diego cats got down. They got on real tough. And JC from East Coast went at it with the yellow Lincoln, and they was hopping so hard, hopping so hard, hopping so hard. Bam! They hit it midair, crunched each other's front ends, buckled the quarter panels. You know, literally tore up their cars right there. Give us a PK story. PK used to cheat and scramble. That's what he used to do. Him and Mike, I used to always have to catch them high in the alphabets. Yeah, that's a PK story. Marlena, they was them two dudes. They could never play a straight game of Scrabble. They always had to hide. You know how you take the bag, put all the alphabets in the bag, shake it up, pull one out. You know, man, they got 2 or 3 alphabets tucked on me. They always did that. They always like the X, because the X meant if you lay the X and the I, that was like if you could lay that, there was good points right there. Yeah. So yeah, that's a PK story in MDCLA. They have an Exeter block. No, it wasn't named. It wasn't named X. I mean, he was just saying it was on Exeter, but that was a bunch of Santaners over there getting down Marlena on Exeter block. I've been home. Oh, bug from the front. My bad. Right on, bug, man. Continue to man, June bug, man. What's happening, man? Oh man, I ain't seen you in years, man. Wow. Ever since when I was dating Melody and you was going with Jeannie, I think, right? Jeannie Henderson. That's the June bug I'm talking about. Okay, Sean. Oh, you lived on Petro? I did too, Marlene. I used to live on Petro. I used to live on Petro. Petro and Richfield was cracking. Yeah, all apartments, all up and down those streets. Back when they first built them, those apartments was popping. Stan, what's good? What's going on, man? Good evening to you, man. We just talking about a couple of things. Talking about when Gangsta Run, the King of the Shaw. They just had their annual picnic on the first. I didn't get a chance to make it because it was wet out, it was raining, and sick people have a tendency to still try to get out. So I wasn't looking for nobody to get me sick. She said, yes, it was, sir. Yeah, so I didn't get a chance. Although I missed that because I was looking forward to the both Gangster and Twin getting their cars out. They building 63s right now. The homie Walter, he got one too. So yeah. T-Bone and Jenny. Jeannie. Yeah. Yeah, bone, tone bone. Right. Tone bone. Right. But you was there though, Junebug. Yeah, you was there. Right. That's when all y'all was on the gondo. How Duck and all them doing, man. Cue Ball and Harold, Toddy Bow, Nita Hicks, the Hicks girls, Lee. That's when the Honey Girls were out back then, right? Yeah, Silbo was going with Lebo. I was messing around with Melody. Kathy Green was going with that dude named Lee back then. Nita Hicks was going with Red. And what's the other sister name? The one in the middle. Turkey. Pedro and the other brother. Yeah. I remember. I remember well, bro. Good to see you though, Junebug. Good to see you, man. What's going on with Maurice, man? Maurice Venable, Master Devil. Yeah, so have you ever been to, like, back in the day when it was Terminal Island, Crenshaw, Florence and Maine? Now these kids are doing something different. They call them takeovers, right? And just as of recently, they had a takeover in Hyde Park, and a 24-year-old young woman lost her life. You know what I mean? How long have you been driving truck? What made you get into? I've been driving trucks since '98. Yeah, I've been driving trucks since '90. It's been a while for me. I'm tired, to be honest with you. But you know, been pretty fortunate in it. Nothing's major happened. So yeah, I'm fortunate. I'm blessed in that sense. Yeah, in business. Yeah, I remember one night, me, Melody, Jeannie, Kathy Green. Let's see, who else was with us? Couple of fronts. We went to the Eve after dark. Yes, sir. You know the history, Larry. Larry Hicks, yeah, yeah, yeah. Devil is in the system. Yeah, Larry Hicks. There you go, Larry. Yeah, Larry and Pedro. Yeah. Uh, we went up, man. I let Melanie and them talk me into going to freaking Eve at the dark. Now I don't had problems with the Eve at the dark before with me, Bay Rob, B Bob, and a number of other homies. We went up there, and it was DuPont that saved us. Man, we go up in there and just go. We going up in the party, man. We ain't tripping. Until you go into the back. The thing about the Eve at the dark in the front, there's nothing up there, right? So you go in there, you pay your money, you go in there, getting your dance on or whatever, trying to holler at the honeys or whatever. Man, I happened to go to the bathroom, and they had a little window like this here in the bathroom. You slide over. I look down. I said, "Oh my God." The whole back alley back there. As far as I can see, man, red hats, red shirts, red shoes, red pants. I'm like, oh wow. What have I got myself into? It's just one of the moments, man, where you want to take something back, you know what I mean? Like, hey man, something needs to change. But nonetheless, you wind away, you find a way and squeeze up out of it. Because one thing about back then, right? If they had full advantage of you, like really caught you out of pocket, like 9 chances out of 10, they're gonna get that pass. Now I just drive in California. I don't do that interstate no more. Out of state weather. I'm just a local person now. I got enough time in that I don't have to do that. You know what I mean? That's one thing about this trucking business. It's just a matter of you figuring it out and figuring out what's best for you, because the grass is really not greener, but there's give and takes in all trucking jobs. It's give and takes. And what I mean by that is that where I'm at, I pretty much do what I want. They don't nobody's bothering me or nothing, none of that. You know what I mean? So I just pretty much have it my way. Let me put it that way. Yeah, so being at the Eve at the dark was a real serious thing. And Junebug could tell y'all it was, it was a thing. It was a thing. So again, the trucking business, yeah, and in business that it's all about what you want from trucking business. Trucking can go from 70,000 a year to maybe 200,000 a year, depending on, or if you got multiple trucks, it can even go all the way up to $1 million a year. It all depends on what you want from it, how much time you want to devote to it, because it can be very time consuming. But if you're just having other people operate your equipment, and you doing all the dispatching and taking care of the business side, then You know, you probably get some late night calls from people saying this and that, or telling you this happened and that happened. But outside of that, you won't be caught up on that road out there in all that bad weather. Case in point, 2013 probably was one of the worst winters I ever witnessed in trucking. And at that time, I was over the road. I was going through originally started. I was going through Battle Creek, Michigan, and I think that was 95, I-95, and a whiteout occurred. Anybody know what trucking, they know what a whiteout is. Whiteout is when it's snowing so hard that you can't see nothing but white. That's it. You're pretty much done. And what happened? Just maybe about, I don't remember how many trucks and cars piled up, but I've narrowly missed it by that much. I was able to get over and get safe and get out the way. Only got 4 years in best choice. Yeah, right on, man. You're right. It is a great choice, bro. It's a great choice because you could pretty much control the money. You can control how much you want to put into it. You control how much you get out of it. You know, you in control of all that when you're doing trucking. So that's the beauty of it. So I leave out of there. I'm coming through. I go all the way back down to Texas. Denton, Texas. It's icing on there. I'm driving. I'm in at that time I'm driving a Volvo. So I see the ice and stuff caking up, caking up, caking up, and the window is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So I pull over at the Home Depot over there in Denton, Texas. So I had to deliver it to Denton, Texas. So I go inside, take care of the delivery. So when I come out, I'm looking like, man, this is not usual for Texas. This is like a little too much. So right across the street, it was a Walmart. So I take off and go over to the Walmart. So it took me a while to get up out the hole because there was so much ice and snow down. The truck kept sliding. So finally I get up out of there, go across the street to the Walmart, park, and lay it down, right? I wake up the next morning. When I laid down, there was 3 trucks at Walmart. When I woke up the next morning, there was not a single parking spot left because the trucks had consumed the whole Walmart. And I flipped on the radio, and it was a bad storm. It was bad. And one thing you gotta know about Texas and Atlanta and those places, they don't salt their roads, so that even makes it worse. So I get up, I see a couple of people walk by, and they hit a patch of ice. I slide some far, bam, bust their butts. So I'm like, wow, man, I know that hurt. So I finally get out, go into Walmart. By the time I go into Walmart, the Walmart store, luckily I went when I went because the Walmart store had completely almost was vacant. People had bought up all. So I was able to get some water, some canned goods or whatever, some things, because you know, you got refrigerator, you got microwave, you got TV or whatever. You got all that. So I go in there and get some stuff. I come out of there. So I sit there. I had to sit there while I'm sitting there at least a day and a half, maybe even 2. So when I do come up out of there, I come up out of there. This white guy parked next to me said, man, I'm finna try to get up out of here. I said, yeah. I said, you go chain up? He said, nah, I'm just gonna get up. So I saw how he did it, right? I said, okay, let me follow that. So one thing about when you're trucking, right? When you're in bad weather, and there's a lot of snow, slush, and ice, and all that stuff on the road. Always stay with the wagon trail. Don't get out of the wagon trail because that's where the traction is in the wagon trail. If you try to find the other road that's to the left or to the right, you're gonna be in big trouble. Stay on the wagon trail. So I stay in the wagon trail. Once I get up on the freeway, I think it was 35, and now I'm trying to get to Oklahoma, and man, it was trucks and cars everywhere. Trucks and cars everywhere, just stranded all on the freeways and down going through Denton and Greenwood or Green, somebody going all the way down. So I get through that storm. I come back up. I'm going across to Atlanta. I got to go back to Atlanta, right? So I'm tipping through Tennessee. I get through, what is that last part? Chattanooga, Tennessee, one of them, right at the last part, or Knoxville. So I hit this truck stop, right? And it's about, well, it's about maybe about noontime. The whole trucking parking lot, the whole trucking parking lot is full of trucks. It's noontime. That right there, anytime you pull up a truck stop and the truck stop is full up at noontime with trucks, that means there's something finna happen, something's coming, or something already don't happen. So at that point, you got to take heed and you got to get out and ask some questions. So that's what I did. I swung up in there and saw a couple of parking spaces. I grabbed one, another truck grabbed one, and parking spaces was getting filled quick. So when I get out, the guy said, "Yeah, man, good thing you got that parking spot because I don't see much anything left." I said, "Yeah." I said, "What's going on?" He said, "You haven't heard?" I said, "Nah." He said, "Well, there's a big storm about to hit Atlanta." So he said, "You pretty much want to stay where you at and let it get past, and then, if you can, we'll roll out in the morning or whatever." So I was like, "Okay." So I would shut it down, go lay it down, go to sleep, wake up, sure enough, snow everywhere. The next day and a half, when I did starting to go through the 20, the 17, and some other roads out there in Atlanta, trucks, cars. Atlanta don't salt their roads. They don't put down the salt to melt the snow. People had literally just left all their vehicles stranded out there. It was 2013, man. They were so mad at that mirror out there in Atlanta. Man, they was calling him everything except for a child of God. Yeah, yeah, yeah. They do got Mayhem night, restaurant. One of the best spots I ever stopped at is Nick's. Nick's off the I marker 187. I think it's off the 40 or the 35 in Arkansas. Woo! Nick's catfish and barbecue. Now I don't know how that go together, but that's what it was. I went up in Nick's and ordered some. I didn't get the catfish. I had some other kind of fish because I don't like cat, and I had some barbecue. And I ate that food. I was like this. I was out. That's that stuff that puts you to sleep, man. I did the same thing. LLC Mill, how long you been driving? I've been driving since 98, bro. Since 98. Yep. So I got over 20 some years. 98 is when I started driving. Yeah. So I went up in there, man, and man, there was some places, man. There was another spot called the Bayou down in Alexandria, Louisiana. They had the boudin, the red beans and rice, gumbo. They had some of the most. They had some seasons in that store I ain't never seen nowhere else. Because it's all Creole cooking down there, right? And they have different seasonings that you would never see in a regular, especially out on this side of town. In California, you'll never see those seasons. Yeah, yeah, that catfish and barbecue. I ain't never heard that before, but yeah, that's what they was doing. Nick's off of our market, I think at 187. Yeah. So yeah, they was doing big things down there. Yeah, and every time I went that way, I made sure I stopped at Nick's. So there's always been different places, stopping in St. Louis, stopping in Connecticut. I was up in Connecticut fly fishing off the rivers out there and the streams or brooks or whatever you call that stuff. Yeah, so trucking can be pretty interesting. The thing about trucking though is that you can see this whole country on somebody else's dime. But what you got to be willing to do is park the truck and jump in an Uber or whatever. And, they have Ubers and they pick you up and they could take. And one thing about I seen people do this, right? I'm gonna give y'all a little game. Young people that's trying to like get on, right? If you take your wife or your girlfriend or whatever, your boyfriend, you go get your license, right? The guy. Then you convince your girlfriend to get her license. Then y'all both get in a truck after y'all get trained up and get on the road. You ain't got to have no house and you ain't got to have no car. But if you stay in there, just say if she pull it in 150, you pull it in 150 a year by y'all both driving teams in that truck, y'all can live off of, let's see, you can live off of 40. You can live off of 40,000, because you ain't got to pay no house note, you ain't got to pay no rent. And then if you get tired, you can go to Las Vegas, you can go San Francisco, you can go to city, you can go Atlanta, Dallas, you can go all these places and go stay in a 5-star hotel, eat some really good food, and don't even get, because you got it 72 hours, you got to do it 34, right? So you take it 34 and go sleep in some luxury and get you a nice deep bath, all that. Get you a massage, and then you come back, get in that truck, and you do that for a whole year, right? Look how much money you don't save. And if you do it for 2 years, look how much money you'll save. You accumulate, like, here's the thing, right? Make more, spend less, and invest the rest. By the end of the 2 years or the 3 years, or if you do that, now you buying trucks. Now you buying trucks. You buying trucks and you put other people in those trucks. Now you're staying home. You're doing all the dispatching, right? But all you started off was just you and your girl. And if y'all had the acumen, or y'all have the ability to do this, and if you could just, because I tell people, man, all the time, all you got to do is stay down. If you find something that you like, that's really great and good, and is have a potential of paying really well, stick with it. Bring your wife or your husband, bring it into it, man. But don't let your wife work for nobody else. Let her work for you, or you work together. However that works out. Yeah, you're right. See, did you know George G. Williams? Yeah, I know him. I know of him. I don't know him personally, but I know who he's talking about. Yeah. So if you do that, look how much money you don't save because you're not paying it. You just put everything away. What's the use of having What's the use of having an apartment or any of that if you got a trucker? This is a bunk right here, and this is a bed right here. There's two beds in here. Over here you can put the TV. Over here is the microwave. Down here is the refrigerator. And then you have your surround system in here, So you don't need you really don't need anything, you know. You stop at Walmart and get all your supplies, or you stop at Target or Wally World. I call Walmart Wally World the Target Target, or you go whatever. And you find these little. I went down there to Colorado, and I want to see the Colorado River. I went to the Colorado River. I went to Vail, where Aspen, when they go skiing at. I was so much elevation up in Vail. I thought that I thought it was foggy, but it was actually I was in a cloud. That's just how far elevation you was up there. Really, really, really beautiful city. Really beautiful. Springtime, gorgeous. Wintertime, superb. If you like that type of life and you want to, witness the snow or the spring start when the Colorado River is running, people down there, white rafting river and all that kind of stuff. Oh, you did? So okay, KK, good for you, man. Good for you. I'm telling you, listen, man. Again, when it comes to this trucking, right? Trucking gonna be here. The reason why 80% of the goods, the home goods, the groceries, and everything you get in your household, you accumulate in your home, come through a truck. If the trucks go down, this country is starved to death. Period. That's why when people was panicking, buying up all that TP and buying up all that stuff during the when the pandemic hit first in 2020, I just shook my head because while everybody was sitting at home, I was still in the truck trucking, and there was nobody on the freeway but trucks. Mostly everybody was at home, and I'm still trucking. Boom, 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 boom. I was getting done so early. I loved it back then. That was a different experience. because I had never seen the freeway that clear, that open. You know, that trucking is cold blooded, but it can make you rich if you stick with it. If you stick with it, put a lot into it. They're trying to get them this self drive. They got so far to go on that, bro. They can't even get the car going right, let alone the truck. That stuff is so far out. Tesla don't messed up countless of times. Even with the so-called with you in the car, they don't messed up. The self-driving stuff is not working at the point. The technology is not where it needs to be. No, that ain't Dorico. No, Demetrio. Nah, nah, that wasn't him. I'm surprised you know my homie there. Denisio. Denisio is Cuban and black. Yeah, where the truck stops, so with the world. Yeah, you right. Yeah, so we talked about a little bit of game banging. We talked about a little bit of trucking, right? It's on and on, man. I had to talk about my homie, Lil Gary, man, whose heart was just such a great big old heart, man. Such a missed individual. He had real strong relationships with his homies, you know what I mean? Would do anything for you. Now, these self-driving trucks, they got a ways to go, bro. They can't even perfect a car yet, let alone to be moving to a self-driving truck. Who gonna offload the truck? Who gonna park the truck? You think a self-driving truck gonna park it? No, that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I always wanted my CDLs, but never tried. You should try, bro. You should try, man. Like I said, man, I just gave you a blueprint for success. And that blueprint is get you going and what'll keep you out there if you get your chick in there with you. If you got your girl in there with you, you ain't gonna want to come off that road because y'all together. You know what I mean? There's nothing, no worries there. You ain't left her and she ain't left you. And y'all both earning. She getting a check, you getting a check. What up, y'all sure? I did. I drove to Mexico one time, right? But I wasn't supposed to. I made a mistake. Man, I got down there in the port. Man, there was some places down in Texas, man, is way out. Everybody down there had a gun, except for me. Man, I hurried up and got away from there, man. But yeah, they let me. I got down to the Mexican border, man. They just had to wait. I could go over, turn around, and come back out, and that's what I did. Yeah, but everybody down there, man, I'm talking about these dudes had calf legs on the side of them. I don't know, they even had the 50 calibers or something, man. Some long guns on their side. Yeah, everybody down there had a gun except for me, man, and I was not right. I did not feel good about that. Yeah, so you go certain parts of Texas, man, it gets real weird down there when in regards to people throwing guns. What about my homie that had the yellow glass house? Who you talking about? Tweety Bird? Chewbacca, where you been, man? I think Chewbacca, man. I think Chewbacca was in a sanatorium. That's what I think. And they let him out every now and then just to get on the internet. That might have been. It's bad. Fedora, Texas. Yeah. You been sick? What you had the flu, Chewbacca? You had the flu? I hope you're feeling better, bro. Yeah, a lot of that's going around the flu, the COVID, the RSV, just so many viruses. Yeah, man, y'all get the thumbs up, man. Why is it so difficult for people to press the thumbs? That just amazes me. You know, they come in and hear this stuff, and then they don't even want to press the thumbs up. What's up, Mike Morris? Man, DJ Vegas got them thumb drives too, man. With all kind of stuff, man. He doing it big over there. Okay, glad you feeling better, bro. Smash them like buttons, man. Divine Cutmore, what's happening? Yeah, so can you imagine little Gary getting hit by that Continental, right? And then first thing he do, I don't know if y'all heard the story when I told it, man. He raised up talking about guns with my shoes. Get them likes up. Did that like button and steal your girl? That's funny. PK in there still? PK in there? Yeah, Texas is something else, man. You know. Mike know what I'm talking about. When you get close to them borders, Mike, tell them about when you get close to that border between Texas and Mexico, it get real different. It get real different. Let me see. I can't remember the brother's name, the first CDL class in Feds, but he started the class before Obama, so I called. Okay, yeah, I remember when they started that. I was there. I was telling dudes in there then, you know what I mean? You know, the dudes that were using them getting that big money, and I said, man, the only way you're gonna get back out there, man, is gonna do good and you're gonna feel good about what you're doing is get in the truck. And I told him, go ahead and get in that truck. What's up, E? What's happening, bro? Where you been? Just leaving the gym in the lake. Man, like, man, can't wait to get back on that road. Right on, man, baby E. Shouldn't he be packing 48 in? What does that mean? In Texas, it's crazy. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, yeah, in Texas, man, everybody in the family got a gun. That's how they roll in Texas. I went to a Chester, was it Chester Chicken or something, man? Everybody in the Chester Chicken had a gun. I'm like, what kind of stuff is this? I can't even get no chicken without running to all you people with these guns. And then the white people with the big old cowboy hats and the big old cowboy that boots and buckles, they be looking crazy, like they gonna, they done lost their mind. You only see 20 thumbs up? Wow, that's crazy. What's your take on it, Mike? Montana? Yeah, Montana is different too, man. I was in Montana one time, right? Montana run them triples. They run them triples out there. And at this time I had a co-driver, right? And we stopped at the truck stop. And DJ Vegas, man, get them flash drives, man. Y'all get them flash drives. Get them flash drives. Go get them, man. He got them all in vibe, man. He got jazz. He got funk. He got rap. He got old school. He got ladies. He got gospel. He got everything, man. Go on and hit my boy DJ Vegas, man. Get your flash drives, man. Don't be late on that, man. I'm talking about official. You'll get the man. You got everything. You got the Toddy T. You got everybody, man, from the Compton era that was part of that rap. You know what I mean? From the Easy E's and down to Mismatch Spade, Chili Chill, to everybody that was all, Compton Most Wanted. Yeah, everybody. DJ Quicks, everybody. Vegas gonna hook you right up. I love guns personally. I ride with a Scorpion 3 Plus Micro made from Czech Republic. Oh man, Michael, who you think you finna run into, bro? Who you think you finna run into with that? Yeah, Montana's a whiteout state, so I'm in Montana, right? We at the truck stop. So I tell the bar, I said, listen, man. I said, man, don't mess with that food in there, man. That food under that heat lamp. Man, he seen these way big old look like dinosaur ribs. I said, man, don't buy that, man. Don't eat that. He don't listen to me. Because I know I've been down there before. I know how they operate over there, man. You from California, man. You can't eat that deer and buffalo and all that different stuff that they got down there, putting it on the heat lamp and selling it to you. Man, them people been eating that stuff for eons, man. And you come down there, you ain't never ate it before. It just look good to you. And you think because it's big, you think it's a big old beef rib or something. So he don't listen to me, right? Man, I'm driving. He said, hey, Mel. Hey, Mel. I said, what, man? He said, pull over, man. Pull over, man. I pull over, man. That man jumped out there, man. That man was, it was, uh, it was, man, dookie everywhere, man. Just put it there, dookie everywhere, man. And I had to stop at least 4 or 5 times, man. That, man, I said, man, see, I told you, man. I told him, man. He not to eat that stuff, man. You wouldn't listen to me, man. You listen to me next time, you know? Wild boar burgers, yeah, all that, man. I told that man he didn't know nothing about that. I told him he didn't know nothing about that, but he didn't listen. He jumped out there on that stuff, man. I don't know what he had. I don't know if it was buffalo, bison, or he had some deer. I don't know what he had. But you ever seen a mule deer? Baby E, you ever seen a mule deer? A mule deer is big like a damn camel or horse or something. Like a Clydesdale. Tear a truck up. Tear a truck up, man. Yeah, he had the bubble guts. Right on, DJ Vegas, man. Y'all going to support that brother, man. I got to get by there too, Vegas. I don't know when I can catch you on like that bison burgers are good. Yeah, they might be good, but if you ain't used to eating them, you're gonna be in trouble. I know that much. Yeah, size of a moose. Yeah. Yeah, DJ Vegas. I'm gonna try to get out there, man. I'll call you and let you. Well, you gotta let me know when you're there on a Saturday. That's what it comes down to, DJ. So I come down and get me something. Give me some music. Deer sausage. See, Mike, man, y'all eating deer sausage. Y'all eating that wild deer, man. That wild meat, man. It tastes different, man. It be red meat, but it's different, bro. Us California folks, man, we don't be eating that stuff, and we eat it. It makes us sick. At least it do with me. I know not to eat it because my stomach's not accustomed. My stomach like gonna be like, "What's this, man? Man, what you putting down, man? What is you sitting down here?" No, 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 no. That's what my stomach gonna say. I just followed you, Professor, on my basketball channel. Right on, bro. The Ebro key. I bet I knew some cats down there. They used to play games with each other, but they be going out of town, going out of state, man. Man, I'm gonna boy, wake the boys up, man. He don't went in and got a burger, put some roadkill in between the burger, put it all back together, gave it to his partner, man. He started chewing on it, man. At the roadkill. Why would somebody play games like that with somebody, you know? Oh, they have business in the meat. But no, I get it, Mike. I'm just saying, Lock and Load, what's going on? What up? What up? What up? That's my guy right there, Lock and Load. 68, I mean 58, 57, 64, 67. Lock and Load, let's go. And he got the 59. Yeah. That's what they do Easter. Only eat it in family restaurant reunions in the country. Yeah, I get it. I'm just saying, Mike, we California folks, we ain't used to it, man. Like I went to my family reunion in Texas. We's out in Marshall. We's out at a place called Green Acres in Marshall, Texas. Just really, really green and big old clearing, man. They had Crown Royal bottles, right? But the liquor in it was clear. I'm like, man, what kind of liquor? I ain't never seen no clear looking brown Crown Royal. It's a brown liquor. Man, they had made their own liquor. They was frying that fish up out there. They was doing a lot of different stuff, man. Yeah, but some of the stuff I can't eat because my stomach ain't used to it. Man, y'all be sure to get y'all flash drives from DJ Vegas, man. He go back on the music. You'd be surprised the music he has and the music that he puts on these flash drives. Y'all eat healthy in California. You need some grease on this food. 72 likes, man. That's not a lot of likes, man. Y'all get them likes up. But anyway, I'm gonna jump up out of here, man, and I appreciate everybody that came in. Got to hear me talk about my homie, Lil Gary. You know, I always like to, every now and then I'll pick a homie or something and talk about it, especially the homies that's falling. But you know how it go, man.
Just to hear something like that would happen on a Sunday afternoon.
Well, when you dealing with different hoods, what do you expect? Because it's the weekend, and I don't know. I can't speak for everybody else, but I'm from Santana Block Crip, so it's gonna do what it do.
Cold. She belongs to the streets. She belongs to the streets.
She belonged to the streets, y'all. Well, it's been awesome, man. I appreciate you guys hanging in there. We'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna see if I can get Gangster from where's he from? The Magnolia Projects. Baby and Slim's brother. I'm gonna try to see if I can get him in tomorrow, man. Y'all stay tuned, stay tuned. Stay tight, be good, be safe, most of all, be well. Professor Melly Mel, the Hood Postman, you know the vibe. So we're gonna try to get Gangster Williams up in here, Terrence Williams from the Cash Money guys down there, and we're gonna see what he's talking about. Get him up, man. Get him under the heat lamp, and bring him on in, man. Ask him a couple of questions, yeah. So look forward to that. We'll try to get that done tomorrow. And then Thursday, I think we're going to bring in the youngsters. They doing some stuff musically wise. So, yeah, we're going to mix and match it up, man, because we can't continue to just talk about game banging. You know what I mean? It's your trip for that. Yeah. Yeah, that's just what we do, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes we got to light it up, man. Make it funny, right?
Spartans! What is your profession? See, old friend, I brought more soldiers than you did.
That's a picture of my homies right there. Some of them are, So, yeah, that's how we do over here. So we bring different stuff to the table, yeah. And we talk about different subjects and topics. An array of different things over here. The Hood Postman, you know the vibe. So be sure to click the notification bell, like, subscribe, and share. Drop a comment down below. So when the dope content hit, it'll feel like it's the 1st and 15th. Shout out to Marlena Williams. Terrell, where you been, guy? What's up, my guy? Demon. Lights out. Mike Marks. King Mike Marks. Marlena Williams. LLC Recordings. Bright Recordings. Baby E, of course, Wesley Z, Yahshua, Muhammad, Michelle, all good. Good night. Yahshua, Tony Moore, and everybody else that joined us tonight. Michael Lip, man. Shout out to everybody, man. But you know I am Professor Melly Mel, the Hood Post, man. And you know the vibe. With that said,
Perfect grind all the time, baby.
Yeah. Cali Miners, baby. Proof of grind all the time. Music money. Got a dollar sign. Hub City. I'm a street nigga. Streets fuck with me. I'ma keep pushing products to the fans get me. It's guap off top. Diamond Cartier. That nigga wall won't give a pro bitch the time of day. They see me climbing. They see me shining. That's hard work. Proof of grinding. New money got me tipping in that 550. I got that tech with me, that's my hater sprayer. Go big, grind now, nigga, play later. What can I say? I'm addicted to this paper stacking, and I don't talk about it, I just make it happen. Word on the block is that the shit go. Bricks for the low.
shout out to the Mailroom Nation. Marlena Williams, go ahead and lock the door, because we are gone.